Hi guys, and welcome back to Six Turtle Studio. So today I'm going to be making the outfit that you see on the screen for Valentine's Day. So first I found a pattern on Pinterest and just looking through the patterns that I already have and cutting them out. So the skirt is from socraftymeme.com and the top is a modified t-shirt pattern that I've had for a while. I will try to remember to link the patterns down below if I can find them. Anyways, next I just pinned the pattern pieces onto the fabric that I wanted and then cut out the pieces of fabric. And I'm not going to bore you with all the clips of me pinning and cutting the fabric, so let's move on to the next day where I start sewing. The first thing I do whenever I'm sewing is to make sure I have the right thread that I want. So I picked out a white thread since I'm going to be making a white top. After that, I'm going to prepare my fabric, so I'm going to iron it out. And now that it's done, I'm going to go ahead and pin the tops of the shirt together, and then I'm going to sew it together. Also, excuse my hands, I have cuts and sores all over them. And then after I did that, I remembered that I usually cut the back so that there can be Velcro on the back for the shirt to actually be able to fit the dolls. So I cut that, and then I also cut the neckline to be like a V-neck. And then I went ahead and started pinning and sewing the arms on. And then after I finished up the neckline and the sleeves by using a thin cut up piece of the material and sewing it on. It's hard to explain, so just watch the next few clips. And if anyone was wondering, I do go over with a top stitch after I sew on the seams. And after the finishes were finally done, it was time to actually sew the shirt together. So I pinned it so that right sides are together, and then I sewed it together. And this is what the shirt looks like so far. All we need to do is add the Velcro and finish up the bottom. I think it looks super cute so far, and I am excited to have this in my doll clothes collection. And now in the next few clips, I'm just going to be finishing the back and adding the Velcro, which I just folded over the wrong side to wrong side and then made a seam along the back to both sides. And then for the Velcro, I added one to the outside and one to the inside so that it would Velcro over each other. And then I was done. This is the final product of the shirt. It has a little hole because I must have messed up and accidentally tugged at the shirt instead of the stitches. And now I'm going to work on the skirt. So for the skirt, I'm going to be using pink and white thread since I don't have a lot of pink thread. Anyways, the first thing I did was take my first tier, which is the smallest one out of the three, and I made a casing for the elastic. And then after that, I took my second tier, which is the second smallest one, or second biggest, whatever you want, and I put a basting stitch along the top, which, in case you didn't know, it is your biggest length and the tension at 0, so it just makes a stitch that will hold it in together. But in this case, we are going to be pulling the thread and making ruffles out of it. And then after that, I added the second tier to the first tier, so it is right sides together and the ruffles are at the seam where I'm going to be sewing. And then after that, I did the same for tier 3, but before I sewed it on, I added a hem by folding the material onto itself and then sewing it. And then I ruffled it up and sewed it onto tier 2. And then the next step that I did was to measure her waist for the elastic, and then sew one side of the elastic on one side in the casing, and then pull it through with a safety pin and sew the other side, and then I'm going to sew the skirt together. And this is the final product and the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you find this outfit as cute as I find it. I think it is absolutely adorable and perfect for Valentine's Day. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!